Fellas, don't drink that coffee. You'd never guess. There was a fish in the percolator.
Showtime, everybody!
Hey, everybody, welcome to Fish in the Percolator. That's right, we're not dead.
Nope, not yet anyways. Not while there's still the possibility of some great Twin Peaks to happen, Scotty.
It is happening again.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of your hosts. By this point, you should hopefully be with us, or maybe you're just joining us for the beginning of the new season. I am Scott Meady.
Hi, I'm Matt Chorney, and to be fair, it's been a year and a half since we've done anything. It's been a while.
But you may be joining us just for the new Showtime season, which, as of this recording, should be starting in, when is it? Sunday, right?
This coming Sunday, yep.
Yeah, we're recording on Friday, so I don't know. Do the math. I don't know why I would. Who cares?
2 days, Meaty. It's 2 days until airtime.
Okay. So whatever. The show's starting up. This is kind of going to be what are we looking forward to? What are we nervous about? Just a preconception thing. Both of us have stayed, I think, pretty clean on spoilers, and we will try to keep it as such.
Yeah, almost completely free of spoilers. I know that I know the crew. I know most of the cast that's coming back and reappraising their roles, but other than that, I tried to stay completely clear of any of the plots because, again, I mean that's why you watch mysteries. So
I mean, it's not that there's been that much plot really revealed. All anyone really knows is it will have something to do with Dale Cooper returning to Twin Peaks. All the trailers have been just kind of moody, sad people looking forward.
I mean, the one and only trailer I've seen was David Lynch just munching on a fucking jelly donut, and that looked about as happy as anything from Twin Peaks used to, so.
The mood I'm getting from this is going to be a shit ton of Fire Walk with Me. I really think we're about to get 18 episodes of Fire Walk with Me.
That's kind of the natural progression, right? Because that is the last thing they left us with, and Fire Walk with Me was supposed to be a 3-part film event, if memory serves me correctly. I might be wrong with that. So the idea that the story Lynch would have had in his head, if it is even remotely close to the same story from 20 fucking years ago, is probably more Fire Walk with Me. It's probably that bizarre, zany wackiness. So what I like to call the first episode of Season 2 syndrome. Because right off the bat, Season 2 hit us with over-the-head crazy, and I think that's probably what Lynch feels his fans are expecting.
I actually just rewatched the bulk of the series.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife wanted to get caught back up before the new show started, so I ended up watching Twin Peaks again.
There's worse ways to waste your time, sir.
Indeed. Although I always get something new every time I watch it, and man, that first episode of Season 2, I think is the best episode in the show. It is
God damn, that pie's good.
It's got that moment. It's got the giant. It's got some of that great humor. I like it. It starts lore dropping hard. That episode, I think, is my favorite episode of Twin Peaks.
Again, I haven't watched it all again since me and you watched it a year and a half ago. But, like, if memory serves me correctly, that is definitely one of, like, it makes the short list, because it's just, all the wackiness from the first season just rolled up into a ball, and you get that in the first 5 minutes of that fucking episode.
The milk will cool on you. Like, yeah. It's so fun.
Oh, God, that 15-minute too long scene with that old man. Yeah, but oh, my God.
It's so perfect. Like, I love that old man. Like, how great would it be if, like, the rest of the cast... everybody's dead by now, unfortunately, but if that old man somehow is like still alive.
He's just in the cemetery. I've heard of you, and you, and you.
I'm so sorry. My God.
Okay, so Season 3, Meanie. We're about to start it.
All right, so I'm going to be, unfortunately, not the ray of sunshine that I usually am. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm worried. I am very worried. I think too many people died. I mean, they have shots of people that died, so the log lady is somehow going to be in this thing. I know Albert is somehow going to be in this thing. So things are working out. They have a workaround for Bob dying, so...
Okay, let's not get too ahead of the curve here. So your biggest fear of the season about to start is that too much of the cast going into it was already gone, and then like a shocking amount died in the making of this season as well. Like, yeah.
Like I have really wanted answers on David Bowie from the movie. Like that was David Bowie was supposed to be such a bigger thing, and now I guess we'll never know unless somebody just like comes in and info dumps on like, oh, that was this. Like, okay, I guess
you could easily change that character to any other actor though. Like if he is a disembodied otherworldly entity, he could take the form of anyone.
Yeah.
And which really sucks because Iggy Pop is now dead too. And like, how fucking funny would it be if Iggy Pop just reappraised the fucking role? And like, it would be like a different glam rocker from the fucking 70s every time we saw him. That'd be kind of a cool idea.
Oh man, I actually didn't even see that Iggy Pop died. I was just like, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
I didn't know.
Did I just break that news to you, sir?
Oh,
he died a while ago, man.
At least Chris Cornell's okay, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I hate this 2-year cycle we're in now.
Back to Twin Peaks. Stay on topic, buddy.
I'm sorry. They do have a few musicians that are coming into the cast. Like, for some reason, Trent Reznor's there, but you know what? I'm fine with that. That works.
Maybe that's the role he's playing.
Well, it could be, but then isn't Eddie Vedder going to be in this too?
My theory still stands. Just saying. Like, if every time we see him, he's a different musician, my theory still stands. Just saying.
He's Judy. I don't know. Like, I am worried about this, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, you know what? I've been soul searching this past week because I've been dreading this actually coming out because I did not have huge hopes for this. It kind of seemed a little bit like a cash grab, and a lot of these. We brought back this thing you're nostalgic about. Mm-hmm. Like we brought those back before, and not many of them have been terrific. I know you don't want me to mention Gilmore Girls, so I won't, but Gilmore Girls is good. Arrested Development Season 4 is not.
Yeah, that's fair in that context. Like, because I do agree with you on that aspect, that a lot of these years later comeback for final seasons have kind of not been great on the whole. But I mean, it's been over 2.5 decades for this one. Like let me put it this way. Like, David Lynch is kind of a cut above, shall we call, the traditional television crap that you were comparing it to, as far as that bringing shit back years later goes. So like I understand the concern that like this might be, I wouldn't call it a cash grab, because I'm sure Lynch put some work into this. Like, I don't doubt for a minute that everybody thinks that this is the thing that they want to come back and do. It's just a matter of, are us horrible masses going to be able to rally around it? Because how can it possibly live up to the hype of something that ended in a cliffhanger, ended 25 years ago? Just thinking to yourself, like, how good, what type of story could come out of, like, for all we know, Bob is still in Cooper. How do you make a story about that this far in the fucking future from that event happening? Yeah.
I mean, I do like that they accidentally sort of built this in for themselves with, like, I'll see you in 25 years. Literally, real time. That's, for some reason, that's going to actually happen in real time. I think
it's actually closer to 27 now, but they
okayed
it literally 25 years later. And no, don't shut up, because I will break the fourth wall here, Mr. Take Two, because we got things wrong. How dare you?
I wasn't telling you to shut up because it was 27. I was telling you, like, shh, no one noticed.
Oh, trust me, they did.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking at all the material again over the past week. I'm feeling a little better about it because it really does seem like it's going to be more Firewalk with Me and not what I feared it was going to be, which was wacky reference city, which is what too many people that are like, I love Twin Peaks, with these Johnny Come Lately fans that are just like, it's so wacky. And it's like, it was wacky, but the entire show was not Nadine's super strength eye patch. That came out of nowhere for a reason. We were all like, well, that's unexpected, but all right, Twin Peaks, fair enough.
No,
Like-
but it is from the core and from the very get-go bizarre as all hell. I mean, let's not forget, like things like Nadine's superpowers are kind of forgettable, to be honest with you, but things that people don't forget, Coop eyeballing a llama, because of course that exists in this fucking universe for whatever reason. The like I mentioned at the top of the show, the goddamn this pie is good, almost like this fucking pie is a religious experience in this fucking town.
To say nothing of Mr. Tojimura.
Oh, I mean, lest we forget. But yeah, no, this show is batshit bananas, dude. And to be completely honest with you, I don't think Lynch has it in him to make, because, I mean, Twin Peaks season 1 really felt like Lynch trying to make what you've always said, like a combination of a murder mystery and a soap opera parody. I don't think Lynch has it in him to do that sort of stuff like legit anymore. I think that man has transcended into all types of wackiness at this point. And I think we're in for a season of Fire Walk with Me.
I'm hoping that, but then the other thing that has me worried, and I don't mind David Lynch's roles on Family Guy and The Cleveland Show, but the fact that he knows he's funny now is a real, like, uh-oh. Like, that's something that, like, a while back I started to feel like, uh-oh, this is nerve-wracking.
To be fair, he's always thought he was fucking funny.
And to be fair, he is funny.
Yeah, but like what he thinks is funny is not what's actually funny about him. Like I remember watching like that collection of short films that he made back in the like mid to late 80s, and that fucking French cowboy skit is just the dumbest and unfunniest goddamn thing in the world. But he thinks it's fucking hysterical. Like the dude always thought he was making some grade A comedy material.
I like those shorts, but I think he was going for more of a strange, dark, like a pre-Tim and Eric type thing. Like, I don't know. It was supposed to be off-putting. Like, I don't know. I can see that. I can see him being funny. I just have gotten worried. I'm like, boy, I hope he didn't take any joke writing results from Cleveland Show or something. Not that people are harsh on the Cleveland Show. I don't hate the Cleveland Show as much as everyone does, but it also feels like a different sense of humor than Twin Peaks.
I mean, does he have a writing credit on the Cleveland Show at all?
No, definitely not.
Then I wouldn't worry about it at all, because that's just him being a voice actor. I don't think you have to worry about Lynch taking cues from McFarlane at this point. Like, because I know where you're afraid of that, like that type of comedy will bleed into this show, which really it would seem very off-putting, but I don't think you have to worry about that particular problem with season 3.
I also think that you can't necessarily go back and do the wackiness of season 1 and 2.
No, it's going to be something totally new. It has to be new. Yeah.
Well, because making fun of 30-something wouldn't read in 2017. Like, that would be like, remember? Like those bad dramas from 1989. Like, I don't know that anyone knows what that is anymore, Dave.
But then again, what if it did? What if Lynch just shows nothing but disdain for the past 2.5 decades of television and just goes off like nothing ever fucking happened? What if Coop has only actually aged a year as well as the rest of this fucking cast, and they work in this weird aging thing into the craziness of Twin Peaks?
What is it? Most of the show is like The Catch on ABC. Wow. Like, that is fair enough. Okay. Like, that is a real specific thing to rip on, but I guess so was 30-something. So fair enough.
I mean, my real fear is that Twin Peaks becomes the new Lost, where, like you said, the fear is that they're doing this for the sake of doing this, not because they actually had a story worth telling. And what I like to call Lost syndrome takes in, where we just keep this fucking going until God knows when, because it's making money and we don't care. But that, like, it is way too soon before this thing even comes out to even begin to worry that is going to be a problem.
Agreed. Yeah, and I also have faith that he's not going to... I don't think that Lynch is using this as a cash cow. I assume Showtime pretending he wasn't going to be involved was a PR stunt, but neither here nor there. That was always a worrying thing for me. Like, we could do it without him. If this is a PR stunt, this is a very bad PR stunt.
Yeah, but
because I'm very worried.
But even if it's real, they caved.
They caved, but like say it's real, they caved, but they were willing to go forward without it. Like if it's real, they were willing to do it without him, and it was like, okay, see, that's fucking worrisome and not funny. Like
that's just calling a bluff. I think that would very, very much fall apart in and of itself when the cast is like, no, we're not doing it. Yeah. You know, like I know what you're saying. I don't think that was the actual scenario though.
Nope, you're probably right on this. So I guess let's make some predictions. We'll see for some returning characters. Bobby's definitely back. What do you think?
I hope Bobby comes back. And okay, Daddy Briggs, what was his rank? Help me out here. Major Briggs. The actor who played him is deceased, correct?
Indeed, sadly.
I really hope Bobby comes back and has his father's rank and position in this town.
I mean, that would be terrific. Bobby was on that Twin Peaks episode of Psych, and his hair is completely gray. He looks like shockingly older than you would expect. So that would be good, and it wouldn't be leather jacket Bobby anymore. I mean, I hope. Do you think he's still with Shelley?
Oh, God, not if Lynch has any ounce of integrity in him. Like, I really hope we find out what the fuck happened to Leo in that cabin, because for last we left Leo in this show, he was holding tarantula cage up with his mouth as he was tied up in one of these fucking bizarre-ass death machines, and that's the last we left Leo. So
yeah.
I really hope it starts off with Bobby walking into a cabin with a broken cage and a skeleton in the corner, and we never have to worry about Leo ever again in this fucking show.
Do you think Cooper and Audrey now get together because it wouldn't be some weird robbing the cradle type thing, which it definitely was originally?
Fuck. Who's the actor who played Jack Justice Wheeler? God damn it.
Billy Zane.
Thank you. What shame on me. Is Billy Zane coming back?
I don't know. I have not looked to see if Billy Zane is returning, but
maybe if Billy Zane is not returning. Maybe.
I mean, that was always the point. If you watch the first season again, like it's just, man, they really lean into them having a weird relationship. And I don't, we've talked about this before on the show, but I don't know exactly why they thought that was a good idea for Coop to do, because he does not seem like a cradle robber, but it really felt awkward and strange.
Because Lynch is a creep and a perv, and he wanted to get something that he enjoyed on his show.
No, I think that's a symptom of this was originally a college town that they just aged everyone down awkwardly.
Very awkwardly.
Now she's a high schooler. Like, okay, well now it's fucking weird. Like,
to be fair, it's obvious that both Frost and Lynch kept forgetting that half their cast was supposed to be beneath the age of 17, because the fucking show does at great lengths for many episodes at a time. Like, the show starts in his school, and then they're back in school maybe 3 more episodes in the entirety of the first 2 seasons.
And a lot of that is for Nadine, to establish that Nadine is now in high school for a goof.
And then, like, halfway through season 2, they establish that Audrey and company are, like, on the last semester of their senior year, just so that they can be like, well, okay, look, they can all vote. They're 18, they're adults, it's okay.
Yeah,
the show forgets that they're kids a lot.
Yeah, nobody remotely, whatever. Nobody's interested in that. Unfortunately, that'll be done with. Let's watch they rope in a whole bunch of new high school kids. Like, come on, man, why?
Because Lynch is a freak and he's got a bizarre boner for high school.
No, Lynch has a bizarre boner for Cabaret. I think that's the one thing. Cabaret and 50s Greasers are like the 2 things he thinks will never die. And I hope we see a tremendous amount of it. I know the singer's already coming back.
And as long as he lives, Meanie, those 2 things will never die. They will constantly be put into popular culture, because he'll fucking die before he puts an end to that shit.
Nope.
I know the singer's coming back. That is the most bizarre of all of them. Like, fuck.
It's not a Lynch project unless there's a weird cabaret scene in the middle of nowhere. Like, we're all real badasses. Let's go to the cabaret club. Yes, as you often do. I mean, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it's not normal. Like, you wouldn't assume these people all, like, the biker gang hangs out in a cabaret club is the weirdest fucking thing.
The hardest hearts still bleed, meanie. They still bleed.
Onions have layers.
Hey, you know who looks even more badass than last we left him? Fucking Hawk. Like, I saw a picture of the actor today, and I'm like, oh my, if he is not the fucking sheriff when we go back to Twin Peaks, I will be very, very fucking disappointed. Failing that, I want him to be retired in a cabin in the middle of the woods, just hunting and surveying, ready for when the fucking demons come out of that goddamn lodge again.
Well, the man from another place isn't coming back, so he could just, like, that's how we introduce Hawk. He just comes in and throws a red arm on the ground and goes like, got him.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome. But better yet, like, you go into his cabinet and there's just an arm, like, displayed over the mantle like a fucking trout. He's like, oh yeah, when you left town, Coop, don't worry. I never forgot.
Some demon hobbit came out of the woods. I took care of it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God. So what do you think? Do you think they even address the bombing in the bank?
I think they have to, but I think they'll roll past it real fast, like as a remembrance for Pete, because again, Pete died, so that is sad. And
I wonder if that's how they're going to write him off, that he died in that explosion.
They have to. I mean, that they have to do that. It makes sense. At least they left Pete off as, well, Pete could be dead, and that would make sense at least. So,
but I mean, how do they kill him off without Audrey?
Oh, I can't explain to you how the fuck Audrey was looking into the bomb and is fine.
Yeah.
Watch it, they just horribly scar her face for no reason.
Oh, God.
Like, why? Oh, I looked into a bomb. Yeah, that's what happens.
She just got like the Phantom of the Opera mask for the whole fucking season.
Yeah.
That you know what? Stranger things have happened in that show.
I'm not totally writing that off. I'm not remotely writing off that as a possibility.
But Andrew Packard, Pete, the actors are dead, so therefore the characters must be dead. Josie,
I don't think Josie. I was going to say I don't think Josie's back. Right?
You could do stuff with her character without her, though. Like the way that was left off, like she's a disembodied spirit trapped within the hotel. And for some reason, Wood is her conduit. Like, you could CG a woman's face in anything in that hotel, and it still works for the context of the story.
Yep. Right you are.
I don't know where you would go with her, because her story pretty much definitively ends when she dies. It's just apparently they weren't nice enough to let Josie have it, even have peace and death, that she has to haunt the fucking upholstery of the Great Northern.
Look, man, she quit. That's what you get. If you're going to Tasha Yar out, that's what you get.
Yeah, I suppose. Coop is kind of like the biggest mystery, because the rest of them, all except for the ones that might have died in the last episode, all basically you can see going on living their lives the way they have been, you know, except for Coop. Yep. What do you think happens to Coop, and where do you think the story lets off why he's coming back to Twin Peaks?
I think Major Briggs, the sheriff, I guess to an extent Andy,
all the Bookhouse boys,
and of course the Hawk. Like they all know full well about Bob. So to a point where it's like Agent Cooper is murdering people, I have to assume that they would be like, okay, this is not Agent Cooper. Okay, we get it.
I mean, I can see Hawk making that assumption if he paid attention. I don't know about the sheriff and Andy.
Okay, maybe not Andy, but I will give you Major Briggs and the sheriff. I would get it. They would get it because they saw what happened to Leland.
That's a fair point. And Major Briggs, I mean, has been paying, like, the reason Major Briggs lives in this town is because the government has been paying attention to the whacked out horse shit that's been happening in this town. Honestly, it would kind of be cool. This is just guessing. I've purposely stayed cold on this.
Yeah.
But if, like, all branches of the government are now like, all right, this is fucking ground zero for some next worldly shit. Basically, it's like, what if there's like a big collab, like, all right, like something just made all the fucking needles spike in here. Well, go to our A-lister. We gotta get Coop back. And then Coop has already expunged Bob. And then throughout the show, we get the flashbacks and the history because, like, a lot of Twin Peaks season 1 and 2 was Coop telling stories about his past that are catching up to him in Twin Peaks. I can see them going that same route with how did he get Bob out of him, what happened after that happened, and I can see that being the points that we're going back to in history during Coop's scenes in season 3.
Yeah, they could go back and do because now we have that de-aging technology, so we could go back to the stabbing. God, I hope they're careful.
I don't think they're going to show it because I don't
think so either. But if they do it, I really hope they're careful with it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to because they never did it in the first season. They never showed flashbacks. They just had Coop smartly because back in the 90s they loved flashbacks, but the show handled itself like a real show by incorporating the history into natural dialogue with the characters, so you get a natural, understanding of where they're coming from. I don't like that. That's a staple of Lynch. I don't see him not doing that.
I will say this: they did flashback at least 1 point, 2 points for the Horn Boys, and unfortunately, they can't flash back to those 2 kids anymore, but boy, do I hope they will, because both Ben and Jerry are coming back.
God damn it.
I'm so happy. It's honestly, I could have done with the Ben and Jerry show.
See, to go back to earlier on this show where you were saying, the wackiness of Nadine, that's not what anyone's talking about. We're talking about the Horn brothers eating fucking baguettes.
Yeah.
It don't get much weirder than that fucking scene. It's so weird because the actors didn't even know what it was Lynch wanted out of them. He's screaming at them, no, shove more bread into your gullet and pretend like it's causing you to orgasm. That's the type of love you have for this sandwich.
Let me explain something to you. The Horns are incapable of love except for each other. With my God, they love each other in food.
What else is on the docket, Meanie?
I think that's really it. I think because we're just doing predictions. Show's coming back in a few days, so we shall see. I imagine we're probably not going to be doing the live watch this time because Showtime's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to do that on. We'll see what happens.
Also, if you remember when we were actually doing that, some of our shows got delayed several weeks, and that's going to be real fucking hard to do with live television. So
fair point.
Yeah.
So we'll probably watch and talk. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Fish in the Percolator's back, motherfucker!
Woo! Some damn good pie and some goddamn good coffee there, Meanie.
Yeah, the best coffee and a pie that'll knock your socks off. All right,
3 pieces each and a glass of ice water. My socks are on fire.
God, I love him. I can't wait for more Gordon Cole. All right, I'm on board. I can't wait for more Gordon Cole at the very least.
All right, folks, I guess we'll see you next time.
Indeed. Thanks. I've been Scott Meany.
I've been Matt Shorney.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We will be in touch soon.
Cue the smooth jazz.
Ooh.